She wanted to keep on sending me messages and not respecting my boundaries. See, that's the thing with Natalie Bollinger, too. Natalie Bollinger not only did not respect my boundaries, but she had other people harm me. She went and slandered my name to our mutual friends. Maddie Boa, Alicia Bollinger, and Natalie Bollinger all set up the trip to Virginia with me. With me. It was planned well in fucking advance. No matter what excuses you make, it won't change that fact. Now, Shannon Alvarado wants to talk about how she's a good person with compassion. No, the fuck she's not. Instead of getting drunk and telling me about your goddamn compassion, how about you shut the fuck up and listen? Why does Shannon Alvarado like typing so much? Because she can grossly reinterpret any goddamn thing she wants. She knows it takes me for fucking ever to type it out, and she can reinterpret it however the fuck she wants. Why does she like making those little voice message things instead of fucking calling and fucking listening? Because only her words get heard. It's not a fucking conversation. It's not listening to the fucking victim. It's just taking cheap shots. If you're going to take cheap shots at me, I'm going to speak up, and I'm going to speak up publicly. Like you should have done to begin with. Shannon Alvarado knew that I'm disabled, knew that this Karen Johnson Miles lady was committing felonies from fucking Texas. Now she wants to downplay every goddamn thing and expect me to remember all of the stuff that she did. Bitch, please. Here's the thing, Shannon Alvarado is a pure piece of shit. She doesn't give a fuck about how her streaming at her fucking boyfriend over retarded shit affects everybody in the fucking house. When Dan Faber was being a dickhead over the situation with Shannon Alvarado, me getting there and realizing what a fucking alcoholic she is and how fucking mean she is, and you can't say anything or she fucking demeans you down to nothing. You're a horrible person. How dare you say anything about her alcoholism? How dare I say anything about her alcoholism? So she had her boyfriend, Rick McCormick, one of her victims, get a hold of me to fucking harass me repeatedly. You do not get to transfer your fucking abuse from one person to another. You do not get to have other people harm me for you and then tell me what a good person you are. I have asked and told Shannon Alvarado to leave me alone at least half a dozen times in the last 2 weeks. She wanted to, after everything that happened, she wanted to get onto my channel, get onto my Facebook, and fucking spy on me.
Then turn left onto 5th Street.
What I'm doing with my life is not her fucking business. She wouldn't say, oh, you want me to talk about Kara Johnson or whatever her name is. No, I don't want you to talk about her to me. No. No, that's not what I fucking need out of you. I need you to fucking turn it in with me. I already have you recorded talking about the situation. I've already got the evidence that you sent me. Post it up on my fucking Facebook where anyone has fucking access to it. But what did Shannon Alvarado do with that information? Nothing! Not a goddamn thing! She literally went out of her way every fucking time to do nothing but make excuses! No matter what! Excuse after excuse to literally not try! There is a legal process to follow! It's an easy fucking process if you're not a fucking drunken retard! Instead of telling me 400 times that you don't fucking know how about sober up and shut up? By the way, that screenshot was from Saturday. She wanted to send me 2 more of those little messages. Just like if I call, she's not going to allow me to speak. She's too busy trying to take cheap shots. Fuck you. Don't take cheap shots at me. When you and Rick McCormick were arguing every fucking night, and you want to say, oh, it wasn't just me, it was mostly you. Mostly your drinking. And mostly how you treat people, because you get all insecure when you're fucking drunk. When you found out that social services was going to come visit you, you wanted to ask me how you pass a whiz quiz as an alcoholic. I don't fucking know. I don't know how any of that shit works. I'm not a fucking drinker. I'm not trying to hide alcoholism from a fucking caseworker. I'm not trying to hide alcoholism from people that might take my fucking kids away if they find out I'm an alcoholic. I have no fucking clue, Shannon. You're the alcoholic. You should know better than me. Well, that whole week, just like any other time that I gotta deal with a fucking addict when they're fucking coming down. They fucking flip their shit at everyone around them. It's everyone's, their life sucks because they're coming down. Whether it be off of heroin or meth or fucking alcohol, it doesn't matter. Meanwhile, alcoholics always want to use the excuse of, oh, well, it's legal, it's legal. Yeah, and you know what? The majority of murder victims, as in well over half, were drunk when they were fucking murdered. Over 60% of killers were drunk when they fucking killed. Over 60%. Don't pretend to me that alcohol's not that bad because it's fucking legal. Why didn't Shannon Alvarado help to turn in Kara Johnson Miles? Because she was too busy drunk talking. Or drunk texting. When she could have fessed up the fact that she was being an overwhelming fuckwad because she's an alcoholic. That's not the way that it needed to be put, now is it? No. It should have been put as Shannon Alvarado has an addiction problem. And because of her addictions, she does mean things. She doesn't stop to think before committing to stupid actions because she's drunk. With Dan Faber, she could have explained to Dan Faber that, yeah, she is an alcoholic and there are problems at the house. It's not something that everyone has. No, not everyone is a fucking drunk who doesn't give a shit about anybody but herself, like Shannon Alvarado. Shannon is a very nice person when she's sober, but she's also busy while she's sober. Come 6 o'clock at night, she's drunk. She's gonna stay drunk. Now, a lot of these addicts have told me since then that they quit. Like, magically that fixes it. No, you did a lot of fucking damage. A lot of fucking damage. Instead of helping me to turn in crimes, you played fucking head games, you fucking alcoholic goddamn nut job. Shannon Alvarado was useless because she was drunk. Until she can at least fucking fess up to that, she's fucking useless. Until she can fess up to how it harms those around her. How it makes us too afraid to function. Because we're afraid of the wrath of Shannon Alvarado. When you've seen what she put Rick McCormick through, and then Rick McCormick gets a hold of you to treat you like shit. Yeah, that fucking puts shit in perspective. She said I could come back after I left there. And on several occasions, she said that again. Then when I got there, it was, oh no, my boyfriend won't allow it. But you know what? Fuck your boyfriend. I spoke up when I left there about how her boyfriend was going to be like that, and I had to worry about that situation. He's supposed to protect her. He's her boyfriend, blah, 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 blah. Just like she wanted to use me for when there was an issue with him. She wanted to use me as a pawn because she thought I was going to take her side. No. But her boyfriend at the time, I don't know if they're still dating or not, Rick, yeah, he didn't have it that nice. He had to move in with her because she wasn't paying him the money that she promised him she was gonna. And how dare I say any of this, right? It's mean. It's mean. No, what's mean is promising to fucking help somebody to turn in these fucking crimes and then spending every goddamn night getting fucking drunk and yelling at people over stupid shit. We spent more time focusing on Marnie while I was there than we ever did focusing on the things that I needed to fucking help turn an end. Things that Shannon Alvarado could have helped to fucking turn in. She's the one that busted Kara Johnson Miles. And because Shannon Alvarado literally never made an effort to come forward about that, Kara Johnson Miles got to slander me in court. Got to guarantee that I would be harmed for the rest of my life through fucking slander because Shannon Alvarado is a piece of shit who doesn't care about anyone but herself. Hiding her alcoholism is more important than saving a life. Hiding her alcoholism takes away all compassion she pretends to have. Her compassion goes right out the window the moment you tell her that there are consequences for others over her alcoholism. She wanted to tell me when I explained, hey, Dan Faber wanted to be a complete and total asshole to me. Over you, Shannon. Over you. There was a situation in Chapel, Nebraska, where your dumb drunk cunt ass wouldn't shut the fuck up. I finally got you on the goddamn phone, and you wouldn't shut the fuck up. You wanted to say the same thing literally 30 times in a fucking row. And then you pretend if you word it just a little bit different, because obviously I'm too retarded to understand what you're saying. No, I did hear it every fucking time you said it. And I was trying to explain the situation that I was in, while you were busy doing what you always do, projecting your goddamn assumptions onto me and my situation. When you and fucking Rick argued every goddamn night, and you wanted to do the same thing that my dad did with Diane. Hey Diane, back me up on this. Hey Diane, back me up on this. No, that's fucking gang rape, bitch! This is worse than rape, Shannon Alvarado. For you to expose Kara Johnson Miles the way that you fucking did, and to never come forward on your own, to force me to beg you for fucking years, and to this day, you've never tried to help turn it in, ever. Every time you just talk over me, you always have some fucking excuse not to fucking try. Or you want to take fucking pop shots at me because you're still pissed off about what happened there in California. You're still pissed off that I told on you for being an alcoholic. I didn't tell on you for being an alcoholic to be an asshole. I did it because of how harmful you were because of it. And you wanted to, hey Sean, back me up on this. Over your boyfriend having 15 minutes where he was waiting on a person because he was an Uber driver. 15 fucking minutes turned into 2 fucking weeks of every goddamn night you getting drunk and being an asshole to him. And wanting to, hey Sean, back me up on this. Then when I was gone, what did you do with that asshole boyfriend of yours? You sent him to be an asshole to me. Hey, back me up on this. Back me up on this. I'm your girlfriend. You're supposed to defend me. I'm not a fucking retard, Shannon. I know how it works. You don't know shit about autism. And every time I tried to explain it to you, you wanted to talk over me and tell me about Zanny or your ex. Well, first of all, your daughter and your ex are worlds apart. They're not the same person. And it sure as fuck isn't okay to treat me like shit over that, or to bring them up every fucking time, as if you already know everything, because you certainly don't. Leave me the fuck alone means leave me the fuck alone. What I needed help with was turning in my fucking predators. Instead of you fucking talking over me, you could have helped turn in Kara Johnson Miles. That doesn't mean talk to me about it, but nobody else. It means actually help turn that shit in. But you couldn't fucking do that because you couldn't stay fucking sober. And this is worse than rape, Shannon Alvarado. Worse than rape. When your mom didn't do anything about that guy touching you inappropriate, yeah, that's nothing in comparison with what I had to go through in just the first month after I left Virginia in 2016. Doesn't come anywhere close to fucking comparing. You got to be a part of those groups. I was in contact with you because of all these people who knew me in real life. You, a complete and total fucking stranger on the goddamn internet, were the one who was promising to help me how I needed. Many of them made those promises too, but obviously, after fucking over a year and a half, almost 2 full years of taking abuse in Colorado and going to my friends in Colorado and Nebraska for help, none of them were going to do anything except talk over me. But Shannon Alvarado was promising to help. She wasn't using her fucking brain, though. She kept on wanting to have ideas of me doing stuff that literally made it so I had zero access to a goddamn thing. Instead of finding out what was going on, she wanted to tell me what to do, what to think, what to feel, where to go, and tell me she didn't know what to do. She doesn't know what to do. Yeah, that's because you're not fucking listening. I've said it over 1,000 fucking times. Over 1,000 times. Help me turn it in. Make the calls with me. Fucking Christ. Get your fucking shit together. You can't remember shit because you're a fucking alcoholic. Wait. Alcoholics go to meetings. You're a fucking drunk. You want to call me or send me those fucking messages, tell me to call you so that you can talk, you can talk, you can talk. You've talked enough. Shut the fuck up and listen. When you make those little messages in there to take fucking pop shots at me, you don't like it, do you? You don't like it that I do that on fucking YouTube. I don't hide in the background like a fucking coward. I say it loud and fucking proud. Shannon goddamn Alvarado. Kara Johnson Miles did what she did. I exposed it immediately. I showed it in public as soon as it was shown to me. Instead of being an asshole to me, why don't you listen? Then, of course, what Shannon Alvarado did there was stir up the mud. That's what she was doing. She wasn't trying to turn it into the cops. She was trying to stir up the mud with me and Kara Johnson Miles. Then she wanted to tell me, oh, you're sticking up for Kara Johnson Miles. No, I was trying to figure out what the fuck was going on. At that point, that was literally right after Joseph Michael Lopez's court date. Literally right after fucking court. Where I was threatened and fucking harassed in the fucking courtroom repeatedly. No friends or family there for me. Well, the Bollinger family got to commit felonies and nobody gave a shit. The courts committed felonies, but nobody gave a shit. I spoke loud and proud about what I was there for. I was there to turn in my predators. That includes the officers in Natalie Bollinger's case, as well as her family.
There's now a slowdown on US 26 East, causing a 6-minute delay. It will now arrive at 5:50 p.m.
I was escorted out of the building to prevent me from turning in my predators. They went and had a backroom meeting when they realized I was in the courtroom. When they realized I was in the courtroom, the bailiffs and the judge went in the back room and had their own little private meeting about me. and then came out and decided to do everything they could to help the Bollingers to intimidate, threaten, and harass me in the courtroom. Now, the situation with Kara Johnson Miles being exposed by Shannon Alvarado on that very same day. What did Kara Johnson Miles do? She immediately started playing victim, started victim blaming and victim shaming. And, of course, since Kara Johnson Miles and Rochelle Shelley Campbell had been playing this game since Natalie died, by that point, when Shannon Alvarado finally exposed her, that was after my grandma's funeral. That's right. I was going to go to one of Joseph Michael Lopez's court date and take care of all that stuff, but my grandma died, so I didn't make it to court. While I was at my grandma's funeral, that's when Natalie's twin sister and her fucking dad, the creepy chimo fuck, wanted to fuck with me on the internet. And nobody fucking cared. There were people who were there while it was happening who never fucking came forward. Graham spoke up on that day, but he said the wrong shit. He literally gave the police every excuse they needed to ignore the situation because he's a fucking moron. The first thing that shows me somebody has a lack of intelligence is when they tell me they believe in God. Now here's the thing. I've been sexually assaulted, physically assaulted, falsely arrested, repeatedly assaulted by the general public, by people that I know, by police officers. But where was Shannon Alvarado through all this? She never came forward about Kara Johnson Miles, even once. She told me about it, but she never came forward with me to talk to the police, to talk to my public pretenders. She literally never made an effort. Not even once. Never. Ever. No matter how many times I set my boundaries, she walks right over them. Just like Natalie Bollinger and her friends did. Shannon Alvarado should have left me alone years ago. I am allowed to speak up on my channel. I am allowed to speak up on my Facebook. And I am allowed to block whoever the fuck I want. I don't accept I'm sorry's. I accept changed behaviors. You helped me to turn in Kara Johnson Miles and Rochelle Shelley Campbell. And maybe you can talk about how compassionate you are then. But no, you're not being compassionate, you're being mean. And you want to say I'm being rude. I don't give a fuck about rude. Rude is about social niceties. Being honest is not rude. See, that's why you guys are so fucking goddamn ignorant of autistic people. You believe if somebody doesn't fucking sugarcoat it for you and your fucking bullshit, that they're being rude. That they've somehow done something wrong to you by telling the truth. No. I haven't wronged you by telling the truth. And the fact that you're not willing to stop and understand how your alcoholism affects those around you shows that you're not willing to change. You're not interested in changing because you think it's okay to treat people like that. Help me to turn in Kara Johnson Miles. Now, when it comes to the shit that you want to tell me, I don't give a fuck. You got some shit to answer with me. When Mandy Hughes decided that she was going to stab me in the back, what did Shannon Alvarado do? Shannon Alvarado was part of a Natalie Bollinger group on Facebook, and she wanted to get Mandy Hughes an invite to that group. This is while Shannon Alvarado and Mandy Hughes, and of course, Kayla Trujillo, wanted to all three finally work together because all three of them were mad at me. They wouldn't work together to help me, but then, of course, when they're all three mad at me, then she wants to invite this lady to a group. Thing is, Shannon Alvarado was an admin of that group. What happened? Well, she was immediately removed from an administration position on that group. And no, I did not accept Mandy Hughes' invite to that group. And I kicked out Shannon Alvarado. And I kicked out Kayla Trujillo. Shannon Alvarado wanted to throw it in my face that Alyssa Rainwater had sent me some money for the phones. I never said she didn't. Matter of fact, I spoke up loud and proud about that. That's one of the things that she's mad at. She was mad that I admitted loud and proud that she helped. Yeah, you'll have to ask Alyssa Rainwater about that. See, here's the thing, is that Alyssa Rainwater had a professional position, required her to come forward immediately about these things, and she did not do so. When she finally did send me money for the phones, I was grateful. But it was after I'd already been railroaded by the courts because I was illegally prevented from using the phones. They say you have access to the phones. No. Phones are there. That doesn't mean you have access. I couldn't call my public pretenders. I was told that I could, that I had access to the phones, but of course, I couldn't get a hold of Zoe. Now, why couldn't I get a hold of Zoe? Why couldn't I get a hold of the other lady, Jill Gookin? Because Jill Gookin, when the public pretender's office had to let me go on that case, what did they do? They gave me another attorney named Jill Gookin, who was not with the public pretender's office because there was a conflict of interest there. But then, of course, Jill Gookin, since she's not with the public defender's office, you have to have money on your books to call. So I wasn't allowed to get a hold of my attorney. I was stuck with a fake public pretender who was not even showing up for court, wasn't showing up for our appointments, and literally did everything that she could to help the Bollingers and my other predators to get away with it. What did Shannon Alvarado do? Literally nothing to this day. All she does is make fucking excuses. Or talk over me. Or tell me about how much compassion she has. Fucking give it a goddamn rest. I am still taking abuse every goddamn day, Shannon Alvarado. Pull your head out of your ass, you piece of shit. Crimes were committed against me. I needed help turning in those crimes then, and I need help turning them in now. It doesn't matter what state you were in, you are a fucking witness. Telling me that it doesn't matter because it's evidence on Facebook. No, it does matter. Yes, evidence from Facebook is admissible in fucking court, you stupid cunt! You'd know that if you fucking listened instead of getting drunk!